The Minnesota Vikings are on the primetime stage in Seattle tonight with a chance to either solidify their playoff hopes or make things more difficult down the stretch. Both the Seahawks and Vikes hold the final wildcard spots, and the winner of tonight's tilt in the Emerald City will have a 2-game lead with 3 to play. Second quarter, Viking defense hanging tough, trailing 3-0. Pressure on Russell Wilson at the goal line. He kind of slips, and then they force him into a terrible throw, which Eric Kendricks picks off. And Minnesota holds him out of the end zone, keeps him from scoring. It's just 3-0 at half. Fourth quarter, Vikings on the move, 4th and 1. That's easy to convert, right? Right? No, Latavius Murray gets stuffed. It's Seattle ball. They drive down. But look at Anthony Barr. He was just a man tonight. Sack there, holds him to a field goal, so it's 6-0 in the fourth. Next offensive drive, they're even closer. Another 4th and goal. And another turnover on downs. Cousins incomplete to Kyle Rudolph. Seattle, late in the quarter, drives down and finally gets a touchdown on the board in this game as Chris Carson gets in from 2 yards out. It's 14-0. Game was pretty much over right there, but to add insult to injury, Kirk Cousins is hit and fumbles the football, and Justin Coleman scoops it up and goes 29 yards for the dagger. Minnesota did get a garbage time touchdown, but this was not a good game. 21-7. Now, despite the loss, Minnesota still controls its playoff destiny. If they win their final 3, they're in. But obviously they seem to have quite a few issues next game on Sunday against Miami. The South Dakota State football team plays at North Dakota State on Friday in the FCS semifinals, and they'll be doing so against a Bison team whose head coach is leaving. Chris Kleiman has accepted an offer to become the next head coach at Kansas State and will reportedly make $2.3 million per year. Kleiman took over for Craig Bohl in 2014 after NDSU had won 3 straight national titles and has kept the train going with a 67-6 record and 3 more championships in 5 seasons. According to reports, Kleiman will remain with the Bison for the remainder of their playoff run, including Friday night's game with SDSU. And hopefully the remainder of his playoff run will be Friday night if the Jacks can get the victory at 7 o'clock on ESPN2. We'll be hearing from the team tomorrow. Well, to reach the national title game, they likely need some big plays from the man who brings the boom in the middle of their defense. Sioux Center alum Christian Roseboom has become an All-American in Brookings, and now he's our Carl Steven Appliance Athlete of the Week. He's the man in the middle of everything at South Dakota State. In many ways, Christian Roseboom's used to that, growing up in a football family where everyone went to Northwestern, with his dad and brother playing for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, well, I definitely got beat up a little bit when I was little. My brothers, I got 2 older brothers. They never took it easy on me, which I thank them for that.
Christian was handing out the punishment during his prep career at Sioux Center, leading the Warriors to the state title game in 2014 and getting a scholarship at SDSU. During his redshirt season, Roseboom was challenged to become middle linebacker by his position coach, Jimmy Rogers.
He believed in me when honestly, I didn't believe in myself. He told me I was going to play middle linebacker, and I was about 205 pounds, and I was like, all right, well, we'll go for it. The guys around me, that was huge. They pushed me. My freshman year, they helped me out a ton.
And Christian repaid his confidence.
South Dakota State once again has slammed the door defensively. Christian Roseboom.
Starting every game the last 3 years while leading the Jacks each season in tackles and becoming an All-American. Much like Taryn Christian on offense, Roseboom is the quarterback of the defense.
What he really means to the defense, he's so much like Taryn in terms of a stable, even keel, great leader, leads by example, and once in a while he will say something that needs to be said.
Won't settle for anything less than being at the top of his game.
Just playing my game, proving myself every practice, every game.
Now, the Sioux Falls Skyforce might well see an NBA All-Star this week. The Golden State Warriors have sent DeMarcus Boogie Cousins to their G League affiliate in Santa Cruz as he returns from injury, and the Force are scheduled to play there on Friday night. First up, though, they wrap up their homestand against Agua Caliente. Second quarter, Deontay Mayton was Caliente. He gets the hoop and the harm as the Skyforce led 55-52 at the break. But the third quarter, they couldn't buy a bucket for about 4 minutes, and the Clippers open up a big league. That's Jamal Artis with the putback as Agua went up by 12. The Force tried to dunk their way back in this thing. Duncan Robinson misses, but Mayton's there for the follow. Mayton had 29 points on the night, and Duncan would live up to his name a few seconds later after some nice defense, gets the takeaway. And they find Robinson, who slams home 2 of his team-high 32. Not enough, though, as Agua Caliente gets the road win 114-108. The Minnesota Timberwolves are in action tonight out on the West Coast at Golden State, ironically, since we just talked about them in Santa Cruz. Wolves losing by 4 that game early in the second quarter. We'll be right back in one moment.